A small group of Cantabrians are continuing to track predators in Christchurch's Living Springs area despite government funding for a local conservation program ending. $4.5 million over 2 years was spent on the project. Now 12 volunteers have taken it upon themselves to keep servicing 400 traps. Eventually they want to create an eco-sanctuary. Here to discuss is Head Ranger Grant Whitehead. Morena Grant, thank you for being with us this morning. You help run this volunteer program. Tell us about it. When did it start?
So this volunteer program's just started since about a year ago. We've been in the making of this volunteer program. We always knew that we were up against some barriers with the Jobs for Nature funding being cut, and so we decided, you know what, we want to create this eco sanctuary. We need to make some room for it, and so let's create a volunteer community. And we've been able to expand our operations and really try and drive those pest numbers down so we can make this happen. If you look around here, you can see we've got this incredible habitat, and a lot of people know us for camps and events, but what they don't know is about all the bush habitat that we've actually got here that we want to restore. And so we're building this sanctuary. We want to bring all the children and other guests up here so that they can get the benefit of connecting into nature, and also we see that we're well placed for doing environmental programs as well.
God, that is absolutely beautiful, Grant. I want to talk more about the volunteer program shortly, but just, what sort of difference are you seeing that these traps are making already to the environment?
Yeah, it's incredible, eh? I guess over the last couple of years, since we've really been upscaling our operations, we've been able to notice just an increase of bird life. When I first started, we might see a tomtit maybe once a month, and now we're seeing them almost on a daily basis. Bellbirds and kiddidu and fantails, they're just everywhere in abundance. So it's pretty exciting times for us. Even the invertebrate and the foliage in the tree is just unbelievable. So we're working in partnership with other organisations, and this helps us create a better outreach, and also making sure that we're providing good habitat locations for all around the southern end of the Port Hills.
Yeah, I can hear the passion in your voice, and I know that this volunteer, and you called it a community that you've got together. I wonder if you can talk to me a little bit about that and what no funding has actually created. Yeah,
well, I guess it's kind of because we've had to go move forward without funding, we've realised we've actually had to get our community on board. So we're really fortunate that we're blessed with fantastic neighbours, and a lot of them have taken on backyard trapping themselves. We support them to do that, and that's enabled us to kind of create a bit of a halo effect around Living Springs to minimise all the pests coming in. And then our volunteers go out there regularly and trap and service the lines, and I guess together we're making a big difference.
Yeah, brilliant. So no funding in terms of what the volunteer workers are doing, you and your volunteers are doing. But if you were to get some funding, what would you like that to go towards?
Oh, absolutely. Well, we want to upscale our operations. If we're wanting to build a sanctuary, we need infrastructure, and we want to create really safe habitats. So being able to kind of build fences and safe places so that we can bring some of that taonga species back to us, back to their shores, would be really, really amazing. We also need the infrastructure and the staff to be able to kind of help us bring more volunteers and have the capacity to take them on, whether that's doing planting work, weed control, or pest control as well.
So, is that funding that comes from the government? How are you going to make that happen? Where do you get that money from to make all of that happen?
Well, it's a good question, and it's a real challenging economic time for us at the moment. But a lot of the money we get from lotteries, we get from Rata Foundation, and various other sources such as Environment Canterbury. But for us to really upscale, we need really someone to kind of come out that's got actually some real serious money and help us make this dream become a reality.
Just at the beginning of this interview, Grant, you did you did a bit of a talk about the environment that was there. I wonder whether we can just finally get one last pan around to have a look at that beautiful environment that you are in, and
Absolutely.
just tell me about what you love about it so much, Grant.
Oh, this place is just absolutely breathtaking. You know, every day I love coming to work and knowing that we're actually doing something really meaningful, and it makes such a difference. But the habitat on the southern end of the Port Hills is really good, and we want to keep restoring it. And there's so many other organisations like the Christchurch City Council, Summit Road Society, Whakaora Pest Project, and you know, we're all doing this work together to try and make a big difference. And it's pretty exciting times ahead, eh?
Go you.
Hey Grant,
Brilliant.
it's Daniel here. Just quickly, does Living Springs still hold school camps? Because when I was at primary school, that was where my first camp was, Living Springs, and you guys had the monorail there. Is that still there?
Yeah, the monorail is still there and it still works. And it's been, we have probably 5,000 children that come through here a year. And one of the reasons we really believe we're in a good position to offer environmental programs because of the amount of kids that we get walking through our doors.
Yeah, and I remember it wasn't just walking, we used to do orienteering as well and just explore the backyard of Living Springs. I mean, it was massive, but also incredible. And I guess at that time, being so young, we didn't really appreciate it. But now you've got caregivers like you looking after it. It's just, great guardians of our environment. So thank you for what you're doing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, well, that's it.
The back end.
And it's about kind of teaching our next generation about being good kaitiakis of the land. And so we see we're in a good position to be offer that. But yeah, the monorail still exists. Everyone always asks.
Your face lit up. That was brilliant, Grant. You're brilliant. And thank you for joining us this morning. Go well, you and your volunteers. Thank you for doing what you do. Grant
No problem.
Whitehead,
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Appreciate it.
Oh,
Hope they get you funding.
So many
Cool.
So many memories. Melbourne, one of my